Whispers are spreading fast across the industry as Netflix prepares to drop 50 Cent's new documentary, and everyone's wondering which big names might be pulled back into the spotlight. Some fans claim Jay-Z is staying low, while the project revisits long-standing ties within the music world. At the same time, social feeds are flooding with unverified clips connected to Diddy's ongoing legal troubles, adding a quiet tension to the discussion. Nothing is confirmed, but the atmosphere online is growing heavier by the day as people wait to see what the documentary truly exposes.
The release date for his Diddy documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, is hitting Netflix on December 2nd. 50 Cent captioned it, "They said I was capping. What happened?" And it's been so long at this point, I thought maybe he was really just joking and this documentary wasn't happening, but obviously I was wrong. Because this is actually official. Not only is 50 Cent just posting this, so he's not trolling, it's being confirmed by multiple media outlets. And I have a feeling right now Diddy is sweating about what 50 Cent is about to put in this documentary. You know, 50 Cent's connection when it came to the Diddy trial. Not only that, we cannot forget during this Diddy trial, it was alleged that Diddy wanted to off 50 Cent. 50 Cent stays trolling Diddy, so I am afraid that he is probably about to drag Diddy for filth in this documentary. It's about to be so bad. This is going to be a documentary that I'm going to watch just because I want to see how 50 Cent actually puts together.
50 Cent has officially locked in the release date for his long-anticipated documentary Sean Combs. The Reckoning dropping on Netflix on December 2nd, and he announced it with a sharp message. "They said I was capping. What happened?" After months of uncertainty that made some doubt the project would ever surface, multiple outlets now confirm it's finally arriving. With the announcement already fueling new discussions online, many observers think Diddy might be uneasy about how 50 Cent will present their long, well-known history of public tension and rivalry. And knowing 50 Cent's reputation for bold storytelling and direct commentary, fans fully expect him to deliver this documentary with an unfiltered confrontational edge. I'm honestly curious to see how he pieces the story together and what narrative direction he ultimately takes.
Particular Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way he would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that alone.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff was coming. Like when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them, and it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like when people don't remember being violated for 20 years, it makes me feel a little hard.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. When I was saying things not knowing exactly what I was saying, but I was going with like, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. You know, so I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on.
After Diddy's arrest in September 2024, online conversations quickly reignited when 50 Cent announced he was working with Netflix on a documentary aimed at examining long-circulating rumors and unresolved questions tied to the music mogul's legacy. Speculation across social platforms suggests 50 Cent has spent years collecting stories, observations, and industry chatter, with some fans believing he's preparing to highlight behind-scenes dynamics that have floated around for decades. None of this has been confirmed, but the possibility of a project shaped by years of close attention has sparked fresh intrigue, leaving many curious about the angle 50 Cent will take and how deeply he'll explore the mystery and complexity surrounding their long, turbulent history.
This time from a man in Florida. According to ABC News, investigators in L.A. received a report from a police department in Florida where the alleged victim lives, and now they are working on the case. Eyewitness News anchor Mike Marza in the newsroom with the very latest details. Mike.
Well, David, here's what we know. know, the new allegations of sexual assault against Sean Diddy Combs come from a music producer who went to police in Florida, but the alleged crimes happened in Los Angeles. Jonathan Hay is his name. That's the person who filed the complaint, and he's one of the John Does that filed a civil lawsuit against Combs in July. The first alleged incident was in September of 2020 in LA. Hay alleging that Combs performed sex acts in front of him and asked for oral sex. In a second incident in 2021, Hay claims that C.J. Wallace, the son of the rapper Notorious B.I.G., took him to a location where two men put something over his head, he says, before Combs forced himself on Hay several times. Combs is currently serving out a sentence in Fort Dix, New Jersey, following his conviction earlier this year on 2 prostitution-related charges. Combs' representatives have not yet responded to this lawsuit.
50 Cent has hinted that his upcoming doiceries won't focus on the latest online noise, but instead will dig into long-standing rumors and enduring industry questions about how certain operations around Diddy were believed to function. Some online voices even claim the material he's showcasing has sparked renewed interest from investigators, though no official source has confirmed anything of the sort. What is certain is that the project is being framed as a deeper dive into decades of behind-the-scenes activity, adding even more suspense to an already intense public conversation.
Clearly damaging to him.
Yeah, and I think there's like a famous quote from someone who was acquitted, and he said, all right, where do I go to get my reputation back?
Right.
I mean, social media was a light. Beyonce's next. Jay-Z's next. All the people in Inner Circle is next.
Yeah, and the problem is there are just so many pictures of the two of them partying together, and it clearly was at a lot of Diddy parties.
How powerful was Jay-Z when you were doing business with him? Was he already a power player where if he wanted to ruin someone's life or make somebody a star, he could do it?
Met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation. So I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, and fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record. That, or be a witch, or be...
Recent developments have added to the growing stack of legal challenges surrounding Diddy, with reports suggesting more than 100 civil cases are currently in motion. Naturally, speculation has shifted toward those within his inner circle, including Jay-Z, who has long been viewed as one of his closest industry allies. Fans and commentators are now questioning whether anyone connected to these cases might surface with new insights or previously unknown behind-the-scenes details, increasing curiosity about what could come to light as public and legal scrutiny continues to build.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought he was trolling because I do think 50 is a guy to kick you when you're down, and Diddy did seem like he was down for a long time. Pause. And I thought 50 was just trying to kick his back in. It was clear that 50 wanted him to go to jail for a lengthy time, maybe for the rest of his life. And I've said personally, I really think that 50 wanted him to go to jail because he was fucking his baby moms. You get what I'm saying? And that's what that is. However, it looks like 50 wasn't playing around when he had announced from back in the day that, he was going to create at that time he called it the Diddy Do It doc. And he said he was going to do it, and all pun intended, he said he was going to do the doc and put it out with Netflix. And it appears that he wasn't capping. Netflix has actually put out a press release. Variety and other outlets picked it up. And they have announced that there is a release date, December 2nd, which is the Netflix documentary series from the executive producer, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. And it is called Sean Combs, The Reckoning. It's going to only be on Netflix. And yes, 50 is the executive producer. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a huge power move by 50. Now, I love 50, so we're not going to get into certain stuff, but 50 doesn't have the cleanest history. Sometimes I feel like when they go for these type of docs, the Surviving R. Kellys, they go for the most woke person to present the doc because you kind of need somebody to soapbox. With all due respect, I'm not saying 50 had freak offs and shit like that, but 50 is 50 Cent, bro. You know what I mean? It's like 50 Cent isn't the most model human being. Not saying he's been accused or he does stuff that Diddy does, but
King Academics weighed in on Netflix's latest announcement, pointing out the growing hype surrounding 50 Cent's upcoming documentary and the extensive material he's believed to have compiled over the years. His reaction has revived interest in Diddy's earlier legal troubles, including his 2024 arrest and the outcomes that followed. With discussions now circling the wider context of those events, Fans and commentators are eager to see whether the documentary will offer fresh perspectives or uncover details that haven't been widely addressed before.
Individual that want to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. He did the stuff to Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. They not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them, and they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. Until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. Hey, buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. 250 cameras all over the house. Somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. When you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having one or two or maybe three.
So now we have two people come out saying that Diddy was talking to the feds. Do you think that's true?
Whether it's true or not, and he might have been cooperative in some way, shape, or form, you don't get away with human trafficking unless you give up John Gotti or something like that, and that's not what happened here. I can tell you, Jesse, that this investigation's been going on for a long time, very closely held by HSI, so much so that even some of the agents on the raid a week ago today didn't know whose house they were raiding until they got there. That's how closely held this
Wow, because there could have been a tip.
Absolutely.
And there are allegations that he was paying law enforcement through his chief of security, which also happened to be Michael Jackson's chief of security.
I don't know if I buy into that. You know, people in Diddy's situation like to have those involved in law enforcement close to them. But that doesn't mean they're taking payoffs. That doesn't mean they're doing big favors. They like that closeness. It's just like how Diddy was able to court Diageo or Estee Lauder. He was very successful in doing that, and that made him a lot of money and gave him credibility outside the hip-hop rap world. And that's what he was trying to do here, a lot like what Epstein.
Industry chatter has exploded after the release of new material tied to Diddy's past legal troubles, fueling speculation about who might surface in previously unseen footage. Commentators are debating potential connections and what the broader implications could be for everyone involved. While online discussions highlight how cooperation in major cases can influence the direction of an investigation. With so many lingering questions and shifting narratives, fans are watching closely to see what the documentary reveals and how it pieces together the complicated story behind the headlines.
They'll let you do crimes as long as you don't do no and stuff like that. They'll let you go around and pay you to protect him. You understand? To protect him. We had a lot of people on the payroll when we was doing security. Everybody had, somebody might have this first 10 hours, that 10 hours, or whatever. He was paying law enforcement. He had a budget for law enforcement. Now, if something goes wrong, those people got friends in certain places. Then plus he tells his handler, yo, can you make this go away for me? I'll give you this and that. Now, that could be a lot of speculations or whatever like that. But why would you have or be working for an FBI agent if you're not an informant? Why? So when you got that kind of money, you could hire people to make a lot of things go away for you. Like you hire lawyers. Those lawyers have police officers and people working for them and investigators. Those investigators were former officers.
Gone Deal has reportedly added his perspective to the growing conversation, describing what he observed during Diddy's past interactions with authorities. Online speculation claims that Diddy's role in certain investigations may have influenced how people viewed his position, protection, and overall presence within the industry. Now, Observers are debating how these dynamics might affect those connected to him, leaving fans closely watching as they try to assemble the larger picture behind the headlines and the
facing more time behind bars. His release date pushed back to June of 2028 instead of May of that same year. The news coming after reports of Combs drinking in prison, something he denies, after he was accepted into a rehab program in prison that could have reduced his sentence by up to a year. He's also been accused of making a prohibited three-way phone call from prison. Here to make sense of it all, NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas and defense attorney and friend to Top Story, Sarah Azari. Guys, thanks so much for being here, both of you. So, Chloe, I'm going to start with you. I'm being told you spoke to Combs' rep earlier. What did you learn about this issue?
Sure. So, Combs' representative, Judah Engelmeyer, telling me by phone earlier today, Tom, that yes, a three-way call was made between one of Combs' lawyers, who did bring in another person on that call with Combs while he has been at Fort Dix, but that there was nothing improper about it. But again, that is not something that you were supposed to do at all. So those lawyers should have known better. As for drinking, he doubled down and said that Combs was not drinking and that in fact he's been admitted into this very specialized rehab program that Fort Dix offers is actually going to potentially lower his sentence. Yeah. He could be released earlier because of that. So they're saying he's done nothing wrong and that any reports that he has been drinking is completely not true.
Sean Diddy Combs is setting the record straight about his life behind bars, following a report that said the rap mogul, who is serving a 4-year sentence for 2 prostitution-related convictions, was caught drinking homemade alcohol in prison. His spokesperson emphatically denies the allegation, telling People magazine in a statement published November 9th, there have been several false and reckless reports circulating about Mr. Combs. He has not violated any prison rules. His sobriety and self-discipline are priorities, and he is taking them seriously. The 56-year-old was recently transferred to a low-security correctional facility in New Jersey after spending over a year at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. At the new institution, he was alleged to have created a mixture of Fanta, sugar, and apples, which ferments into alcohol after 2 weeks, TMZ reported. The spokesperson continues, this is only his first week at FCI Fort Dix, and unfortunately, rumors will surface throughout his time there. We ask the public and press to give him the benefit of the doubt, the privacy to focus on his personal growth, and the grace to move forward.
Speculation is running high online about the possibility of Diddy securing an early release, with new reports hinting that conversations about a potential presidential pardon may be taking place. Fans and commentators are watching closely, debating what such a development could mean for the music world and for those tied to his long history in the industry. At the same time, anticipation is rising for 50 Cent's upcoming documentary, which is expected to dive deeper than ever into long-standing controversies and shed fresh light on a story the public has been questioning for years.
Fort Dix reporting for work in the library, where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
I'm really fascinated just by the library itself.
But you're seeing him here. This is him reporting to work, taking off his jacket, taking off his scarf, and settling in for a day on the job.
It looks like a public school library.
Yeah.
It's
this was the chapel, and this is the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people, get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups, and with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing a cart with a TV on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the laundry room when he first got there.
Yeah,
this got to be
his first assignment.
This got to be a promotion.
Yeah,
it feels like a promotion. It feels like maybe he tried the laundry room and put in a request for something different.
Yeah, it does. It does sound like he used maybe possibly some connect.
Speculation about Diddy's potential early release has grown even stronger after reports suggested a presidential pardon might be on the table. Not long after those rumors spread, new reports claimed he encountered additional complications while in custody, raising questions about how these issues could influence his sentence. The unfolding developments have only pushed public interest higher, and fans are now looking toward 50 Cent's upcoming documentary, which is expected to unpack behind-scenes dynamics and long-standing controversies that have shaped the music industry for years.